Hi drivers, Michael Fox here from CDL College in Commerce City, Colorado. Today we're going to discuss the proper way to make turns in a big rig pulling a 53-foot trailer. If you take just one thing away from this video, it should be this: watch your trailer every time you turn. The most common mistake made by new drivers is forgetting to watch their trailer as they make their turns. The biggest problem with not watching your trailer is this: if you hit a lightweight object like a stop sign, you probably won't feel it because your vehicle, fully loaded, can weigh up to 80,000 pounds. A stop sign might weigh 30 to 40 pounds, so it's very easy for your vehicle to destroy a sign without your knowledge. You also risk puncturing one or more of your trailer tires. If you aren't aware that you just hit something, you'll continue on down the road. If a police officer observes this kind of driving behavior, he or she could potentially ticket you for careless or reckless driving, destruction of property, hit and run, leaving the scene of an accident, and anything else the officer can think of. That one ticket could cost you 30 to 40 points on your license. It could also potentially end your driving career. Once again, please watch your trailer every time you turn. That being said, let's take a look at some of the considerations you need to take into account before your turn. The first thing you have to remember is the length of the trailer you're pulling. The majority of the trailers on the road today are 53 feet long. Those are the big box trailers you see most trucks pulling. There are other types of trailers, some shorter and some longer. We'll be using a 53-footer for most of this video. So, let's take a quick look at making a right turn without a trailer. With no trailer, the truck drives a lot like a long car, so our main consideration is keeping the rear truck tires off the curb. Since the truck is longer than the average car, we'll need to briefly pull straight forward before we turn. Don't forget your right turn signal. After beginning your turn, use your right convex mirror to spot the rear truck tires as you're turning. Let's talk about off-tracking. When a combination vehicle makes a low-speed turn, the trailer tires don't follow the same path as the steer tires on the truck. The longer the vehicle, the greater the off-tracking, which means that longer vehicles require more room to turn successfully. In this first example, we have a 28-foot trailer. The path of the truck's steer tires is dark blue, and the path of the trailer tires is light blue. Notice the approximate amount of off-tracking with a shorter trailer. If we replace the short trailer with a longer 53-foot trailer, we can see that the longer trailer off-tracks considerably more than the shorter trailer. This occurs because of the greater distance between the steer tires and the trailer tires. Again, dark blue is the path of the truck's steer tires. Light blue is the approximate path of the trailer tires. With that same 53-foot trailer, if we attempt to turn like we do in a car, we'll end up curbing our trailer, which means our trailer tires will travel up and over the curb. This is a bad idea for several reasons. First of all, if you hit anything with your trailer during the CDL skills test, it's an automatic fail. Secondly, if your trailer is fully loaded, you could puncture one or more tires due to the weight of the loaded trailer. And finally, many of the corners that you'll negotiate will have a telephone pole or a traffic light pole, an electrical box, a tree, perhaps even a fire hydrant. Rubbing a telephone pole, a light pole, or a tree with the side of your trailer could stop your vehicle depending on how long you rub the obstacle. However, hitting a fire hydrant dead on will likely stop your vehicle. It'll also puncture one or more tires and trash one or more wheels. The company you work for would be justified in cutting you loose for that level of damage. To make a proper right turn, we'll apply our turn signal and then pull forward far enough to ensure that our trailer misses the curb. It's important to observe the amount of space you have between your vehicle and any obstacles you have on the right. As you can see, we have very little room on the right side, so we'll need to pull straight forward until our trailer tires are just beyond the start of the curve we're trying to avoid. We call this squaring off the turn. It's also known as out straight, turn late. At this point, you can begin your turn watching your trailer tires in the convex mirror. Use the convex mirror because your trailer tires won't be visible in the flat mirror. Be sure to stay to the left long enough to allow the trailer tires to clear the entire curve. As soon as your trailer tires clear the curve, steer back to the right lane. Doing this will block any vehicles behind you from turning into the right lane and being damaged by your vehicle when you return to the right lane. If you fail to block the right lane with your trailer and a following vehicle squeezes between you and the curb on the right, you'll have to allow them to pass you on the right side before moving your vehicle back into the right lane. Again, the idea is to block the right lane with your trailer just long enough for your trailer to clear the obstacle. Then move back to the right as soon as possible. This type of turn is called a button hook. Another good reason to finish your turn in the right lane is most states require slow-moving vehicles to occupy the right lane unless they're passing other traffic. You can be ticketed for occupying the left lane for too long. Now let's take a look at how to turn when we have more space to work with on the right side. The more room you have between your vehicle and an obstacle, the earlier you can begin your turn. When we had just a little space on the right, we began our turn here. With more space on the right, we can begin turning here and still miss the curb. You should avoid what's known as a jug-handle turn. A jug-handle turn occurs when the driver decides to create more space on the right by pulling the vehicle to the left before beginning the right turn. As you can see, the driver is pulling into oncoming traffic. If an oncoming vehicle hits you while you're in their lane, you'll be at fault when the authorities arrive on scene. Also, if you pull to the left too much, drivers behind you may assume that you're turning left and then try to squeeze by you on the right. As you can see, this is an accident waiting to happen. Remember, many cars and trucks have dash cams, so stick to out straight, turn late. If you're unable to make your turn due to another vehicle in your path, you have several options. You can either wait for the vehicle to move out of your intended path before proceeding with your turn, or if you notice ahead of time that you have a tight turn, you can place your vehicle as far to the left as safety allows. This will give you more space on the right to make your right turn, which allows you to begin your turn earlier. Lastly, if you have a lane to your left, you can occupy a small portion of it, which gives you more room on the right side. However, if you occupy too much of the left lane, you might encourage drivers to pull alongside your right side, and then you'll have to wait for them to turn first. So try to limit their access to your right side by blocking them with your trailer. U-turns in a combination vehicle provide the greatest opportunity for jackknifing. A jackknife occurs when the rear corner of the truck comes into contact with the side of the trailer. This happens when a driver turns too sharply and holds that sharp turn for too long. When you make a U-turn, you should limit the amount of steering to keep the truck and trailer as loose as possible. Remember to watch your trailer very closely during all tight turning situations. We have a couple of different scenarios to discuss concerning left turns, so let's begin with multiple left turn lanes. When approaching multiple left turn lanes, always choose the outside lane and square off your turn. If you turn too early from the outside lane, you risk contacting one or more vehicles in the inside lane. Any contact you make will probably be with your trailer, so be sure to pull your trailer forward far enough to keep it from entering the inside lane. Remember, out straight, turn late. If you choose the inside left turn lane, you'll become a hazard to any drivers in the outside left turn lane. Here's why. From the inside turn lane, you'll have to pull forward far enough to clear any obstacles on your left. While you're pulling forward, vehicles on your right will be waiting to make their left turn. They could potentially turn left into your vehicle. They might also try to pass you on the right. Choosing the outside turn lane avoids these problems. Now, let's assume you have just one turn lane and multiple lanes to turn into after your left turn. The proper lane to turn into is the left lane, but you may have to use some or all of the right lane to ensure that your trailer clears any obstacles on your left. After successfully turning into the left lane, you'll want to return to the right lane as soon as possible. Remember to watch your left mirror for any cars or trucks trying to pass you on the left, especially during morning and afternoon rush hours when many folks just want to get home as soon as possible. During these times, drivers tend to be very impatient with slow-moving vehicles. When you're traveling through curves, be sure to push your vehicle to the outside of your lane because your trailer always off-tracks to the inside of your lane. If you're riding the inside of your lane on a two-lane road, your trailer is probably creeping over into oncoming traffic. This is another reason to check your trailer every 7 to 10 seconds. As the driver enters a curve to the right, he or she should move the vehicle to the outside of the lane to prevent the trailer from hitting the curb or shoulder on the inside of the lane. A combination vehicle traveling on the road depicted here should follow a similar path to the one shown in light blue. Here's an easy way to remember the proper way to turn: right to right and left to left. Right to right means the following. When making a right-hand turn, you should finish in the right lane. You'll probably have to temporarily use some or all of the left lane to keep your trailer off the curb. As soon as your trailer clears the curb or any other obstacles, move your vehicle back to the right lane. Left to left means the following. When making a left turn, you should aim for the left lane, assuming there's more than one lane to choose from. As soon as your vehicle clears any obstacles on your left, move back to the right lane.